Hello there, I am Gifty Auntie and welcome to TSP with Gifty Auntie. Happy Father's Day to you all. How has your day been so far? Good? Not so good. But I hope you did celebrate yourself as a father or a father figure in somebody's life. If you didn't, that means, you are suspect. I don't want to hear, oh, but I don't have a child. There's so many children around you. So I hope you did have a good time. If not, it's not too late. It's time to start being a father or a father figure in somebody's life. If you know me, you know that there's no way I can even talk about Gary without mentioning my father's name. And on June, anytime in June on TSP for the past 17 years, every June we dedicate it to fathers or father figures in our country and beyond. And today, do I have a father for you? Anyway, before that, let me say thank you to Amazing Grace Enterprise. They are at to do opposite fire service for my fabric. And this outfit is by Fridley's Wear. Follow her on Instagram. Her contact is on the program. She's an amazing young designer. And, you know, she's into decent clothing. And I love everything she makes for me. Thank you, thank you, thank you to her. My hair is by Esnash. No, they don't just braid hair. They do wave on as well. They do nails. They do so many things. It's a beautiful one-stop place when it comes to beauty. So anytime they are at Awudome. Look for them. Again, their contacts are on there. Look for them and give yourself a good treat. They do have wonderful plates for men as well. When you take your wife, they actually have a massage chair outside where you can sit and relax whilst you wait for your wife to do that. They just got everything covered. Thank you to the Global for my makeup products by Sigma Health and Beauty. They are on Instagram as Sigma Maybelline. Look for them. My beads always by Tweenie Craft and accessories. My rings, you know I love them, by The Boy Fashions. Now, ladies and gentlemen, do you want to know who the father figure for this year, 2025, Father's Day on TSP with me, Gifty Auntie, is? I'll be back. Welcome back to TSP with me, Gifty Auntie, and I'm sure you are waiting to know who our special father is for this special edition of TSP with me, Gifty Auntie. Well, he is a chief, he is a professional, he is an elder in a church, he is a father, he is a husband, he's a mentor, and a man who wears many hearts. But before you get to see him, let me say thank you to our sponsors. That's Vena Mineral Water. Vena has a balanced pH level. It is low in sodium. It's, has all the minerals that you need. And this time they say less plastic. So when you buy the Vena Mineral Water, the normal plastic wrap around the neck is not there. But it's very secure. It's very safe to drink. It is intentional because they believe in keeping our environment clean, neat, and safe. Climate change is killing us, and they want to help in, reducing the effect of plastic on our environment. We also say thank you to Bigo Drains, Kidsville, everything kids. When you go there, one-stop mall for everything kids, everything. I mean, when I say everything kids, everything kids. Up to about 7 years, you get it there. And then, of course, ABSA has a message for us. They say they understand the unique journey of women in business, from juggling multiple responsibilities to navigating financial complexities and, of course, societal expectations. Your resilience, that's women, your resilience and vision inspire ABSA. That's why they've created the She Business account tailored to empower visionary women leaders like you and I, which is collateral-free loans up to 2 million Ghana cedis. It has an insurance coverage, discounted loan interest rates, and of course, capacity building programs. The She Business account is the banking solution for you as a woman in business. Visit the nearest ABSA branch or call 0302 429 150. 0302 429 150 for more information. ABSA says, woman, your story matters. Now, let me come to the studio to introduce my special guest for today, Father's Day. He is Nana Okofo Jesse the Fifth, Chief of Ekumfi Nanabing in the Central Region, one of the towns under the Ekumfi Paramountcy. Nana Onkwado.
Amen.
Akwaba.
Yeah.
Did you hear that? I said Nana Onkwado. He said Amen. Good to see you, Nana. And happy Father's Day.
Thank you.
What does fatherhood mean to you?
To me, fatherhood is everything, in the sense that Father is the Spirit. It is the fathers who nurture the children. Mothers do so, but the fathers, the absence of a father in a child, it's something that is, how do I put it? Because for me, using myself as an example, growing up with my dad really did the difference for me. Because in my neighborhood, the children who didn't have fathers, and those of us who were fortunate enough to have fathers, you see them, you see their lives. Now I am an adult now, but when you see them, you see that the absence of fatherhood really impacted them. In the sense that, for example, my father, there is no way you will say that it's a Sunday and you will stay at home and he will go to church. Okay. No way. It's a no. When he is home, he will make sure that latest by 6 or 7 you are home. You are doing your homework. When you go to school, your terminal results, he will check it by the raw scores and you explain why you are not doing well in school. Right. And one significant thing that my dad did that I think that all fathers should learn is that his early morning prayers. At dawn, before you realize, his hands is on you, praying for you. And sometimes he'll call us in the morning, we'll do morning devotion, we share a word before you go to school. And then he so inspired us that without God, you are nothing. So that thing has been with me up until now. Those early little things that he did really followed me up to my secondary school days. And deep down, you go to school, you see occult people are doing that. But I know where I am coming from. The kind of discipline, spiritual discipline that my dad has instilled in me, that guided me throughout the way. So fatherhood to me is everything. Is everything.
Yeah. Was your father a pastor?
No.
But he was a member of the Pentecost Church?
Yes. He was a member of the Pentecost Church.
So you were born into the Pentecost Church?
Oh, yes. I was
Would you say he was a hands-on dad? Apart from being disciplined, was he involved in nurturing you? Was he present in your life?
Yes, he was present in the day-to-day affairs. When you wake up in the morning, you will see him. He will make sure that when he goes to work, latest by 6 p.m., he's at home. So you know that in between, you don't mess up. And when you go wrong, he wouldn't hesitate to discipline you all the time. So he was hands-on. When he goes to work, those little things, when coming home, you make sure you bring something small. Sometimes it's bread. Sometimes, you see, in the olden days, we call it polo. Sometimes achumbar. So you are always looking forward to him coming home because you know that you get something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And where did you grow up?
I grew up partly in Abuazi.
Okay.
Abuazi in the western region where we have the thermal plant.
Right.
And then part in Shama
Okay.
Uh-huh.
So you've been a Western region.
Yeah.
You went to school in the Western region?
Yeah, I went to school in the
Which
Western
school
region.
did you go to?
GSTS.
Yes, okay. So I'm sure they are watching. I was saying anything for me to get into trouble. But would you say that your father's lifestyle, the way he raised you, has also influenced the way you are raising your kids?
Definitely. Definitely. Especially the bits of him making sure that he's available. And two, the early morning prayers. That part, the discipline aspects, like the Bible puts it, you
right.
spare the rod and then you spoil the
the
child.
child.
So I make sure I discipline them in a way that wouldn't affect them, but the discipline is there. And I share the word with them like he used to do in the morning because he did it.
Yeah.
Because you see, children learn by observation.
Yeah.
So because he did it, it has registered in my memory. So I also owe it a duty to also impact it onto my children.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. How many kids do you have?
By the grace of God, I have 5.
5 kids.
Yeah.
How many boys?
2.
2 boys.
And then 3 girls.
Have you noticed that maybe the way you treat or you father the boys is different from the way you father the girls?
Yes. 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 For example, with the boys, I have told them that boys don't beat girls. So from I'll always make sure that I monitor them. Because when they start beating their younger sisters, they will transfer it onto their marriages. So I always tell them, boys don't beat girls. And I think that so far it is working. With my little one, he knows that daddy says boys don't beat girls. So when daddy comes, I will inform him.
Okay. So instead of fighting, you won't fight the sister.
Yes.
You will just inform daddy
Yes.
that this is what happened. I see. Have you enjoyed fatherhood so far? Fathering the kids?
There are challenges, but so far I will say I've enjoyed it.
What are some of the challenges that are?
So one had to do with when she gives birth, they give birth.
Yeah.
Sometimes at dawn they will wake you up. You must also carry some. She's tired. You see that she's tired. She needs to take a rest and all that. So you also have to continue. And I want to be there. So sometimes, even though you are tired, you have to take them to school. You try to do it yourself. So because we don't have time. So that little time we have, we try to, by taking him to school or bringing him, at least you are sharing time, and then you'll be asking questions. Oh, but surprisingly, when you are in the car with them, the kind of things they will tell you, oh, you'll be surprised. They will tell you everything. But sometimes when you are at home with them, oh, they don't say it. But when you are driving them to school, oh, today what happened in school? Then everybody will share their story. And it's so amazing.
Because mommy is not there to hear it. It's just they and their father. Now, a father of 5 kids. And now you've moved on to a bigger responsibility of fatherhood. Now you are a chief. Fathering about the last time we Easter, the children, you have more than 800 children
yes, more than
in the community.
Yes.
More than 800 children in the community. And aside that, the people, even the adults, are your children. How long have you been a chief, first of all?
So far, I've done 2 years.
2 years. And how has it been? Being a father, traditional father of the community?
It hasn't been easy because there are many, many challenges. You have the children, you have the young adults, you have the youth, you have the aged, you have all of them. And you have to try and come down to everybody's level. Everybody's level. I don't believe in lauding your authority over people. So I come down to everybody's level, try to hear each and everyone's problem and try and then help in my small way that I can. It hasn't been easy, but by the grace of God, we are trying.
Yeah. Was it what you expected?
No.
Chieftaincy?
No. It was. I knew I was from the royal family, but I never expected it to get to my turn this early. No, far from it. In fact, when they called me and informed me, I think at that same time I was dropping the kids at the school. So as soon as I dropped them, then I received a call from my big sister that this is what has happened, and that the family head is requesting my presence. From that time, from that place to my office, it was it was a different thing altogether. It was a different thing altogether. So the challenges we faced before and after is a topic for another
day.
Yes.
But was it difficult for you to accept because being a Pentecost church elder and going to be a traditional ruler?
Yes, I would say it was extremely difficult because I had to consider the church, my friends, my wife's family, and all that. Because for them to be staunch Pentecostals and Christians, and then my church where I fellowship, their perception and all that, it wasn't easy. I had to consult my pastor that this is what has come. Pastor says, let's fast for 3 days and then wait on the Lord and see if it's God's will. So he fasted and prayed with me. We prayed for 3 days. Other pastors who have passed through my district, I informed them. They were all praying with me. So when it was left with one day, my deadline to say either I am accepting or not accepting, then my pastor called me that after all the prayers, he has never seen anything negative. So I think he thinks that it's a yes, so I should go for it. So he was involved. Even with his involvement, I had challenges with members and other. It's a whole lot. It's a whole lot.
What was your perception about chieftaincy before you got in there?
Okay, so generally, the perception out there and when you get in, they are parallel. They are parallel in the sense that chieftaincy and fetishism, they are two different things. They are never the same. It all boils down to the faith of the chief. So, for example, I am a Christian. So I'll try to lead my community and everything I do, make sure that it goes along with the Christian ways. If the person is a Muslim, the same thing. It will go along with its Muslim practices and all that. And if he's a traditionalist or someone who doesn't go to church, you know that definitely he will also toe along that line. So before I got in, all I thought was that it is so fetish. Everything in there is dark. There's no... But when I got in there, I realized it's a different thing altogether. You see, in the days of the old, chiefs and traditional rulers, let me put it like that, they didn't have pastors and things that they can consult. So all they had was the priest, the traditional priests.
Right.
So everything they consult them. And when you consult, they will give you guidelines. Right. Go and bring this, go and bring human head, go and perform this ritual, go and do this as a way. So thank God for Church of Pentecost. Now the chieftaincy ministry is working to provide chaplaincy to the palaces.
Okay.
So for me as a chief, if I have a problem, I think that is spiritual, it's just a phone call away. I'll call my pastor that, this is what is happening. What do we do? Then he will direct you according to the Christian way. So for me, that's how I see it.
Right.
That's how I see it.
Yeah. I mean, somebody says, even in the Bible, we have the first and second kings. And all the kings in the Bible had their prophets.
Oh, yes.
Or their pastors who guided them.
Yes.
But it was when it came to Africa that suddenly it became something fetish. But yes, you came in, your pastors, gave you the green light to go. But you go in there and you go and meet elders.
Yes.
Who have entrenched positions.
Yeah.
Who were used to a way of life, of directing chieftaincy. How were you able to bring them to the fold to understand that, as for me, I'm a Christian, and this is how I'm going to do it?
Yeah. Thank you very much for the question. Fortunately for me, I have about over 30 sub-chiefs, and some are as old as my grandfather.
Right.
So it wasn't easy. So from beginning, I declared my stance that this is me. I am a Christian. These are my ways. These are my ways. But I pray to God for wisdom to go around it, because they have been involved. Some of them have been chiefs for over 30 years.
Right.
So merging the two, it wasn't easy, and it hasn't been easy. Sometimes you use wisdom to go around it. They want to do this. Oh, give me time. Let me. Then sometimes you delay the processor before you realize it will die off naturally. And sometimes too, they insist. It's not every time that you can have your way.
Right.
If I see that it's becoming two-way, I allow them to have their way, making sure that then it means that my involvement will be reserved. But I allow them to sometimes have your way. The ones I think I can sort of manage it, I try and manage it. But with time, they are all coming along.
Right.
They are all coming along. So one of our sessions, I asked them, all of you, if you stand out and you declare your faith, you are this, you are this. And I realized that about 85% of them are Christians. So then I told them we don't have a problem. So now, before our sessions, we pray. Sometimes I invite my district pastor to come and then share the word of God with us, pray with us before our session. And gradually, it is working. It is working.
Yeah. I was quite, surprised when we came there during Easter. And throughout, I didn't see any pouring of libation.
Okay.
When we came to Palace to see you, they started with prayer.
Yes.
You are not even the one who told them to.
Yes.
It was one of your sub-chiefs who said, pray and then. And then at the Deba, you sitting on your throne, on your chieftaincy, you raised a worship song.
Yes, I remember.
A worship song. So on the bus coming, that's what we were all talking about.
Oh.
That's what we were talking about. Like, wow, there's a chief with a difference. And then I realized that you love singing.
Oh, yes.
So your journey so far, what song sums it up?
This song. Edia seda eni krabiamao efrise ona eseu. Edia seda eni krabiamao efrise ona eseu. Osorohin yeyi waye o osorohin yeda wase edia seda eni krabia mao efrise ona eseu. So most of the time I sing this song.
Yes, and that day you sang that song during the Easter Deba as well. Whew, that's my chief. You're looking, that's my chief. Yes, that's my chief. Very soon you hear, that's my chief. And then you understand. Well, you're watching TSP with me, Gifty Auntie, and we've been speaking to the chief of Ekumfi Nanaping in the central region. One of the towns, there's
54 communities.
One of 54 communities in the Ekumfi traditional area. And we'll come and talk about it. And it's the fastest growing community among the 54 communities in the Ekumfi traditional area. And he is Nana Okofu Jesi the Faith. He's a father. He's a professional. He's an elder of the Church of Pentecost. And he's a husband, a chief, and a mentor to quite a number of young people and some old people as well. I'll take a break. When we come back, we'll get to know a bit more about his vision for his community. He's been a chief for 2 years. We'll get into his vision for the community, that's Ekumfi Nanaping, what they have, what their needs, what their challenges, what he hopes he can bring on board to make the community what he prays and hopes and aspire to do for his people. And Let me say thank you once again to Amazing Grace Enterprise for my fabric. And then, of course, this dress is by Fridley's Wear or Fashion. Thank you so much to them. Makeup by The Global. My hair by S Nash, and makeup products by Sigma Health and Beauty. They are at Mokola. They are also on social media, Instagram to be specific. My beads by Twinny Craft. Thank you to them. And then accessories by The Boy Fashion. We take a break. When we come back, we'll get to talk some more. But again, let me say thank you to Vena Mineral Water. It has a balanced pH level. It's low in sodium. They believe in giving back to society by sharing love and changing lives. And this time they are helping to keep our environment clean and help fight climate change by making sure that they use the less plastic. So when you buy the Vena water now, you realize that the plastic seal is not there, but it's still, very secure, very tight, and safe for you to drink. Thank you to Bigger Drinks and all our, supporters. Yep Cleaning Services, who keep our environment clean. Auntie Vera of House of Food, we are grateful to you. Thank you to Mrs. Oforipoku and the family. That's and juice time, 100% fruit juices from the farm to the factory, to the bottle, to the shelf. They do it all. We are grateful to them. And of course, E-Gardens for our beautiful natural plants that we use to decorate the set. One of my people said, Mommy, we know you. The set is beautiful. Don't go and fill it with the plants. If you leave me, this whole place will be filled with plants because I love my plants. We take a break. When we come back, we'll continue. And we are back. Yes, we are back to TSP with me, Gifty Auntie. And again, I say thank you to our sponsors. That's Kidsville. It's on the Spintex Road. Adjacent to Noble House. Everything kids under one roof is the Kidsville Mall. They are at the Palace Mall as well. Everything. Toys for both learning purposes and for playing. They have clothes, they have school bags, lunch bags, bottles. They have storybooks, they have shoes, everything. They have rollers, strollers, everything kids for bathing, everything from birth till about 7 years. You'll find it under one roof. And we say thank you for coming on board. We also say thank you to AFSA. And AFSA has a message for you. It says, we understand the unique journey of women in business, from juggling multiple responsibilities to navigating financial complexities and societal expectations. Your resilience and vision inspire us. That's why they've created the She Business account, tailored to empower visionary women leaders like you and I, with collateral-free loans up to 2 million Ghana cedis. Yes, you heard me right. 2 million Ghana cedis. Insurance coverage, discounted loan interest rates, and capacity building programs. The She Business account is the banking solution for every woman in business. Visit the nearest ABSA branch or call 0302 429 150. 0302 429 150 for more information. ABSA says your story matters. Nana, so it's been 2 years.
Yeah.
How would you describe these 2 years of becoming the chief of Ekumfi Nanabeng?
2 years of becoming a chief. It's been impactful. For example, when we got in first, our focus was on the children, because we gave ourselves a period of 10 years to try, and then we realized that the mindsets of the people is quite different. So we have given ourselves 2 years.
Yeah, sorry to cut you first, but Nana, before you became a chief, had you been to Ekumfi Nanabeng?
Oh yeah, a couple of times.
So you knew that you are from that family.
I knew.
You knew that.
Yes.
Yeah, and when you were told that you were becoming the chief there, you went back there to do your studies, to have a plan and everything?
Yes. I went there, and my chieftaincy thing, it happened so fast because I was dragging my feet and all that. So it took the authority of our paramount chief, or therefore watching the 8th, or therefore Unkwaso, that he gave me 1 week, or nothing else. I met him. I went there. He told me, as you are standing in front of me, there's someone standing here telling me that you are the one. So we are giving you Wednesday. Come back Wednesday. Bring your. He gave me some list of items to provide. Bring them. We'll do it Wednesday. They go and put you. I don't know how to put it
in the room.
In the room for 3 days. Saturday, they carry you in the palanquin. Then you are done. So it was so fast that I didn't even have time to invite people, do this. No, I didn't have the luxury of the time because the intelligence he was gathering was that he had to act fast. So it was so quick. So I didn't really have enough time, even though I knew my town. When occasionally I go there during festivals and things. My uncle was the chief, so sometimes if I come to Accra and I'm going back to Takrady, I pass by to say hi and all that. So I knew a bit of the problems and the challenges that we have there. So that's how it come.
Okay. So the kids, when you went to the kids were going to be your priority.
Yeah, and the youth.
And the
kids,
youth.
Yes, the kids and the youth. I realized that we have about 15 churches. And then on Sundays, there's nothing like the traditional Sunday school that they did. So first of all, I formed the local council of churches.
Okay.
All the pastors and the churches, I brought them together. And then we launched it as an association. They had their chairman and all that, so that we can regulate things through them. So I advised them, or I made it a rule, a law, that every Sunday I want to see that every church is having a Sunday school, because the parents are not going to church and the fathers don't go to church. And permit me to say that if a father doesn't go to church, it worries a lot. So because when you visit the churches, you realize that in my area, I'm taking my place as a reference, about 2/3 of the membership are women.
The nights everywhere.
And then the fathers don't go to church, and everything is on the women, the wives. So we make it a rule that every Sunday, every church must have a Sunday school. Get teachers to teach them. So now what I'm trying to do is to get child evangelism. Some teachers from there to come and train the community, some of the members of the church, as to how they teach children in Sunday school. So that's the challenge we have now. So I make it a rule. We have Methodists, we have Pentecost, we have a whole lot of churches. But Sunday, no Sunday school. Everybody, Sunday, Nuna, you see the Akwalani Namha, it's not Yamakuma. But gradually, they've started. Methodists like this, they are on course. Pentecost is on course. I think about 4 of the churches, they are on it full. Others too, we are trying to encourage them to start. By so doing, first they will instill the fear of God in the children from that point. And then, secondly, we are also looking at making sure that every child goes to school. Because you realize that when it's time for school, most of the children, they are not, even though it is free, but they find it difficult to go. So we have a volunteer group that we've tasked them to sometimes go around. When you see a child of a school-going age at the school hours at Oninama, you bring the person to the palace, and then we'll find the parents why you will have to allow your child, because it is compulsory. It's by law, it's compulsory. So if you don't allow your child to go, then now what for? So when it comes to the children's side, that's what we are doing. And we have, fortunately, we were fortunate enough to have a library donated to us by an NGO in the name of former President Atta Mills.
Yes.
His father comes from there. So when he passed on, they built a library for us. So we are trying to renovate it and then get some reading clubs and things, just to focus on the children. So that 10 years from now, realize that we'll have a lot of our children going through Sunday school, going through the mindsets will change, and by so doing, we know we will impact the community a lot.
So you want to use the Sunday school
Yes.
to help reform the children, change the mindset of them to grow. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. But are you in touch with other indigenes of Ekumfi Nanabing?
Yes.
In Ghana and outside for them to come and help.
Yes. So what we are doing is that I have been able to get people who are residing in Accra, some in Kumasi, Takoradi, Takwa, and things. So I've made them leaders. So their responsibility is to look for indigenes of Nanabing and then bring them together so that by so doing, we can tax them to come and do certain things in our community. So that is what we are working on now.
Yeah. Yeah. So how are you, it's interesting to hear everything you're doing is Christ-centered.
Yeah, sure.
It's Christian-based. How are you able to marry tradition and religion? Sometimes people say that religion has also come to spoil our tradition. Because as Ghanaians, tradition is part of us.
Exactly.
Galamsey and all these things are because we've lost our tradition. First, I mean, growing up, we were told that aha wonkwaha or ye busubem or ye this, and sometimes it's not that because they say anything, but it's a way of preserving the area, the forest, the water bodies. But now we don't fear anything. God is there. Christ has saved. So then we are destroying everything. How are you going to make sure you marry the two to have a unison in preserving Nanabing?
Okay, so first of all, for example, in our Akan or Ekumfi traditional area, our tradition or our culture is centered on something we call Asafo group.
Yeah.
Asafo group. Now, because of the emergence of churches and all that, what is happening is that they have tasked that thing as evil to the extent that if you are a member of a church and then you go and play Asafo, the next Sunday when you go to church, all the preaching will be centered on you. So in my own small way, what I am looking at is because I've looked at the thing in its totality and I don't see the element of the fetishism in it. I'm not seeing it. Fine, there are certain core traditions that the Asafo group perform during festivals. And that one, it's the leadership. For example, the Tufuhini, the Safohin, and the Supis, they perform those rites to go and bring. We celebrate Abuacher festival. So to go and then bring it. But the rest of the members, the songs they sing, the what do you call it?
Is it the dance?
No,
chants.
They are chants and all that. Is there a way we can do it in a way that it can be Christian songs? So that the pastors will be comfortable with it, so that their members, because of this,
morally conscious.
Yes,
conscious songs. Yeah.
And because of that, because of the emergence of Christianity and the perception around it, these Asafo groups are dying out, and it's the center of our tradition and our culture. We can't have a festival without it. You can't have any major program without. When you came, they were ready to perform, but looking at the time and they delay a lot. So I asked them to hold it. It's the core of our way. So I'm trying to find a way of bringing an element of Christianity and making sure that their ways are refined so that we can preserve that culture. Because we can't do without it.
Right.
So that's one thing that we are looking at.
Okay. So the slogan or the motto of Nanabing is Ugwanti on Yunkwem. Ugwanti on Yunkwem. What does it mean, Nana?
So this is what I came to meet. They say that you see the head of a goat.
Right.
No matter how big the pot of soup is, if it's in it, it will stand out. The moment you put the ladle in it, it will come out. So in essence, the citizens of Nanabing, in everything we do, we stand out. In essence, that's the meaning.
Right.
That's the meaning.
Okay. What is uniquely different about Nanabing? Even the central region.
Yeah. So in Nanabing, our major way is pineapple cultivation.
Yeah.
So you take a pineapple from Nanabing, our community, and you take a pineapple from a nearby community, you realize that the taste will never be the same. The taste will never be the same. You try it one of these days.
Okay.
That is unique, our soil. And I don't know whether dry season, rainy season, anything, the pineapple is always
in season.
Yes.
Wow.
So I see that thing as unique. So you realize that Blue Skies and all those companies, they come there for their pineapple. And that's how come we have a coffee juice factory in Nanabing.
Yeah.
Because our pineapples are unique. And that's what most of the youth, those who are not in school yet, that's what they do too. Yeah.
You do. And so the pineapple, it tastes different.
Yeah.
It's unique. But then I also hear that Nanabing has a sign language. What is that about? I hear you can be there and they do it. You won't understand anything.
Well,
did you have to learn it? Or you already knew it?
That one is inbuilt. There's nothing you can do about it. You get to understand when they do it. Yeah. There's a family who's in charge of that.
Okay.
They are gifted with that sign language, and some way somehow the community seems to follow when they do. You will understand. So you'll be here, people will be talking about it, but you won't know anything. they will be doing their signs and they are good to go.
Wow. So it's not a normal sign language. It's a different sign language.
So it's a combination of the hand and the eyes and the head. So it's not something you can really predict.
Okay.
No.
They have their unique way of doing it.
Yes.
And what's your ultimate vision for Nanabing?
Right. So the vision right now, our major thing is to make sure we restore our network. We have a huge network challenge.
Yeah.
When you came there, you realized that that's a huge difficulty because we believe that it's the engine of growth. It's the engine of growth because sometimes you go there on a weekend, you really want to work, but network, you can't even make calls in Accra and CC. But unfortunately, all the surrounding communities have good network. But for our place, for our place.
Is Nanabing in a valley? Or it's on a hill?
I don't see parts. You see, we have it's a ridge sort of. Right. We have a valley, we have hills, we have all
flatlands and all plainlands.
All bossed together. I think that initially they wanted to build a mast there, and I don't know what happened. Some way, somehow, it didn't come on. But all the surrounding communities, they have masts that give them network. But our place, we don't have it.
So that's something we need to work on immediately. To get it.
So that's a huge challenge. Then the next one, I already talked about our children, and then the youth. So what we're doing is, as a community, in our own small way, we're trying to education. We realize that we lack it. So this year, for example, ourselves, the community, we are sponsoring 2 people in the university.
Okay.
One is tech, doing construction engineering. Okay. And then we have a chip compound. Sometimes we find it difficult to get nurses. So we are sponsoring another lady who did well too. So in the nurses training college. When he finished, we'll go to the metro office to tell them that this one we pay the school fees.
So we want our daughter to come.
And last week I received the results for one guy too. He did very well. That one too, we want to send him to the teachers training college. So he will come and then support our school. Right. So this is the plan for the youth. We want to make sure that in our own small way, encourage them to learn. Because sometimes they feel that even when they pass, there's nobody.
No hope for them.
So
to help them,
gradually we are trying. So if we are able to do every year, we do 2 every year. Before we realize we've a lot of graduates in our place.
Is there a trust fund for Nanabing?
Yes. So we are thinking of setting up an education fund. And then we'll be launching it this year at our festival. Okay. Then so that we can have some
When is the festival?
It's around 25th November.
Around 25th November.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, around November.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's what we are doing. And then the school dropouts, for example, the teenage school dropouts because of teenage pregnancy and stuff like that. So what we are doing for such people is that because some of them, the moment it happens, they feel that hope is finished. So now we've put together, we have about 50 to 55, I would say ladies or girls who are in such situation. So putting all of them in trade is quite expensive. So that project is my wife who is championing it. What we are doing is to make sure that we get, if it's the person wants to learn catering, we get the teachers. If it's baking or whatever, we have classrooms there. So we put them there. Then on weekends, they will come and give them the tuition for some number of weeks. When they finish, they do practicals, and then we set them up in small ways that they can begin to do something for themselves. At least they will be earning a living. And so that's the strategy for the school dropouts. When they get on their feet and they want to continue their school, now want to see how best we can help them.
Okay. So teenage pregnancy too is a problem there.
It's a huge problem.
Needs to be, tackled.
It's a huge problem that needs to be tackled.
Yeah, it's okay. The training program for the girls, I think it's a very good idea. Even if we can get volunteers, I get that sometimes, most of the time, people said, "Oh, Gifty, if you have people, you can bring them." For training and all that. So if you're out there, if you want to volunteer, Nanabin is not too far at all. It's not far at all. It's just, after Apam, you even get to Mankesim. It's on your left. So, I mean, I'm hoping if you're ready for us to do this, go there, whether it is beading, whether it's catering, whether it's tie and dye, any sewing, anything, skills training that you are interested to help the young people of Ekumfi Nanabin, please, let's do this to help Nana achieve his dream, because the dream is big.
It's big.
It's big. And I'll proudly say that his wife is my junior at Infantsman Girls Secondary School. Obrani Warabo. We believe in Obrani Warabo, so proudly Moga, and they're doing amazingly well. I'm surprised that it's just 2 years. I thought but the dream is big, and we say congratulations, Nana.
Thank you.
So far, so very good.
Oh, yes.
And we can wish you the best. And we pray that Ekumfi Nanabin people far and near, wherever you are in this world, come home and come and help.
Amen.
There's a year. Abuache, right?
Yes,
Abuache is in November. Latter part of the meeting. So you find it from 20th to about 25th, 26th, 27th.
Yes.
Come home and come and see what is being done. Come and be a part of it. Amazing things will be happening there. So don't miss out. Even as the time gets closer, you get to hear a lot of things. I'll be telling you about it. So come and help. It's a community that it's on my heart, from now onwards. So please, let's do this and support and help the community. Nana, because today is Father's Day, and we are talking about fatherhood. We've talked about your fatherhood as how you were raised by a father. We've talked about your father as a Christian church elder, as a father, with biological children, as a father, as a chief. We talked about it, but what is your advice to fathers out there, or father figures out there, in making sure that they become so much involved, that we change the narrative? I'm sure you've heard for a very long time, every time we are bashing Father's Day, we are bashing them, but we need to change it. And how can we change it?
Thank you. I think that for fathers out there, we are doing a lot, but we need to do more. Most of the time we vanish. These days, let me say something. I've been away for some time because of up and down. My daughter was saying, hey, these days, Daddy is not there. And that statement
really hit you.
It hits me that Daddy is not there. Daddy, because these days you have always been traveling. Daniel wants to beat me. And I was like, whoa. So for fathers, I know it's not easy. We need to work and provide for the family. but we need to balance it. Sometimes when you have the time, you have to be intentional about it. And this advice to fathers, please don't quarrel in the presence of the children, because they learn by observation. I had a tenant, they were always quarreling at home. The wife, always quarreling and fighting. When I inquired, their parents, the wife, the mother and the father, that's what they did all throughout their life. So according to the girl, that's how she thinks marriage is. They have to quarrel and fight. So I beg you, make sure whatever it is, you go to the bedroom and then go and fight. Right. When you come out, then smile. Right. That's my word.
That's a powerful one. Don't quarrel, in front of your kids. And it's so evident. But Nana, as he said, he saw what his fathers did, and he is doing same. And indeed, the children of today, they don't do what you tell them to do. They do what they see you do. Exactly what they see you do. So fathers and mothers, we need to be careful. Nana, thank you so much. God richly bless you and wish you all the best. May your dreams for Kumfi Nana Beng come to pass. May you live your legacy. May you live long to transform your people. And may you be accepted by your people, and your impact and influence also affect them positively. Edasi, for coming to spend this day with us.
It's a pleasure.
Once again, I say thank you to Yup Cleaning Services, to E-Garden for our plants. Thank you to Mrs. Oforipoko and the family. Thank you to Auntie Vera, House of Food. We are so, so grateful. Juice Time, 100% fruit juices. And of course, Juice Time, you have to come to Nana Beng, okay, for pineapple. Today, you didn't give me juice because you said you couldn't find juice. Come to Nana Beng, we have pineapples there. Come and buy some from there. And then Venom mineral water and Be Good drinks. I'll be back with a bit of me.